Friends, let us know what Upasana is. We frequently come across this word Upasana. So and so says, I am a Ganesha Upasaka. So I am so and so Chandi Upasaka. I am doing some Saraswati Upasana. So all these things with huge, say Rudraksha garlands and whatnot, they appear before us, saying that they are all Upasakas. What is the meaning of this Upasana? Upasana, etymologically, it is Upa plus Asanam. Upa is near. Asanam is to be stationed near. Upa plus Asa. Asa is the root. Asa means to be. Upasanam is to be near something. That is near what? You are having some idea of God in your mind, and that idea of God, it is there constantly in your mind, and in order to concentrate on that, you take some small object, because obviously the God is not in front of you. God is not in front of you. So you have some idea of, say, goddess Lalita. So you make a small idol, or you make a small diagram, or you take some other thing. For example, you take a small stone called Salagrama, and then you say that Salagrama is Vishnu. Salagrame Vishnu Buddhihi. So you take some small thing and then visualize some bigger thing in that. So in fact, it is called Nikrushte Utkrushta Buddhihi. Nikrushta is something which is small, which is something which is petty. So in a small petty thing, you are visualizing some huge thing. So that is the type of relationship. So relationship between this stone and Vishnu. The stone obviously is no match for Vishnu, or some Shiva Linga is no match for Shiva, the concept of Shiva. But anyway, you are visualizing, or some other red stone, you are visualizing Lord Ganesha in that. So like that, you are visualizing, and then that is basically helping you to concentrate this particular symbol, or a sort of diagram it may be, or it may be some yantram, it may be any type of thing. All these things, they just help you. It is a sort of alambana, it is a sort of support for you to concentrate and then dwell on the idea of God. So these things actually, in fact, there can be any variety of upasana. In the sense, you may think of a God, you may think of, take a stone and then you visualize Brahman in that, or you take your own body. Akshi Purushopasana, for example, Upanishads, they are full of so many upasanas. For example, Akshi, the eye, you visualize the Brahman in that Akshi. You visualize Brahman in our own Hridaya Akasha. In Hridaya Akasha, you visualize Brahman. So like that, you visualize Brahman in your own mind. Manas is Brahman. So something like that, you can visualize, things, any type of God form in anything. So that is how, in fact, maybe this is one reason why we have come across so many God forms. We come across so many God forms. You see some Lord Vishnu, you see some Shiva, you see some Ganesha, you see some Shakti, you see this, that and all that. All under the umbrella of this Upanishadic scheme of visualizing. Upanishads have given you some scheme of imagining, some scheme of visualizing and then dwelling on a particular God form. And this concentration is a beautiful word. In fact, Shankaracharya gives a beautiful expression. Upasanam nama taila dharavat tulya pratyaya santati, he says. That is, you take some oil in a small beaker and then you slowly pour it. And then that forms a line. So that it does not fall in drops, it falls in a continuous line. So your thought process about the God or goddess or whatever divine form you are thinking, it should be something like a continuous chain, something like a laser beam where the light is in the same direction with the same wavelength. So like that, Tulya Pratyaya Santatihi, he says, that is the same thoughts, it should not be disturbed or unadulterated by any other thoughts. Asankirnacha atat pratyayaihi, Shankaracharya says. So Upasanam is such a continuous process of thinking, continuous process of concentration. And this Upasana can be of three types. In fact, our scholars have differentiated three types of Upasanas. One is called Aham Grahopasana. Aham Grahopasana is where you imagine for example, this Gayatri Upasana which you do every day. Gayatri, you are, invoking in you. You are putting the God, that same goddess, in different parts of your body. That is called Anganyasa, Karanyasa. So you are doing that, you are putting that goddess in you, and then that is called Ahangrahopasana. Gayatri Upasana is one. Akshipurushopassana, that is another thing which is there in Chandogya Upanishad. In fact, Chandogya Upanishad is full of so many upasanas. So this is one type of upasana. Other type of upasana is pratika upasana. Pratika means a symbol. It can be a stone, it can be a statue, it can be statue of Lord Hanuman, it can be statue of Lord Ganesha, any type of statue. So that is it is basically a symbol. It can be some merely a yantram, it can be some sort of yantram also. So this is where you are visualizing the characteristics or attributes of that God in that particular thing, and then you are concentrating. This is basically helping you to concentrate. So that is another thing. Another type of upasana is Karmangavabaddha upasana. Of course, the names are not very important because these three things have been classified, I am telling you. Karmanga avabaddha upasana. So it is, this upasana is part and parcel of a ritual. You are doing some yajna, and in that yajna, as part of that yajna, at a particular stage, you are also the yajamani is supposed to sit and some do upasana. Some Gayatri upasana, some other upasana he is supposed to do, so that it gives some sort of sanctity to that entire ritual. So upasana, probably what the scholars say is, it must have emerged as a sort of intermediary stage, a sort of intermediate stage between pure ritual and then contemplation, that is jnana path at a higher level. In fact, the very rituals, they were visualized by the Vedic rishis. The Vedic rishis who gave us jnana path, the same people gave us rituals also. But these rituals are basically symbols. But for all those people who cannot follow those symbols, who cannot understand the symbolic nature of those rituals, those people, they are also asked to do some sort of upasana. They are asked to do some contemplation, dwell on this particular God form, so that their mind becomes pure. Their mind, the concentration basically is very much required for Atma Jnana. So the mind attains that nischalatvam, that stillness, whereby that becomes eligible to listen to some Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, and then go to this Jnana path. So this is the overall scheme of this upasana. And in this upasana again is a karma. Upasana is something which is consciously done by a person. Jnana is different. Jnana is not a karma, it is purely a process of understanding. It is a purely process of self-realization. Whereas upasana is here a person doing, sitting, consciously doing. So this is a part and parcel of karma, but it is a slightly higher, it is at a slightly higher level than a mere ritual. And this upasana is also supposed to lead you to a sort of identification with the God form. Devaloka, Vidyaya Devaloka, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Vidya means upasana, Vidyaya Devaloka. That is, you attain that God form, you become one with that God. That means you go to a slightly exalted position from where you are, it is easy for you to go into that jnana path. So this is the overall scheme of this upasana. And then one may have a doubt, what upasana should I follow? Should I do Ganesha upasana? Should I do this upasana or that upasana? There is also a sutra, a Brahma Sutra, which says, Vikalpaha avishishta phalatvat. For any type of upasana, the same result is there. It is basically leading you to a more exalted stage. Vikalpaha avishishta phalatvat. You can follow anything. You can follow any upasana. You need not be confused. I am doing this upasana. Should I also combine some other upasana? Should I also combine some other upasana? It's not required. Upasana, Ganesha upasana is good enough. It is another Saraswati upasana is good enough. Some other Chandi upasana is also good enough, because it is leading you to that Devatatma Bhava, from where you can easily go into that, move into that Jnana path. So probably this is one reason why our spirit, Upanishads have given us a great spirit of tolerance. You can accept any type of God form. You can say that, okay, this is all under the umbrella of the same Upanishadic scheme. So that is the overall structure of this upasana. Thank you.